Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to our late afternoon update. I'm Victoria Holmes here in the digital studio. Governor Roy Cooper and Dr. Mandy Cohen, Secretary of the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, announced a new COVID-19 alert system to pinpoint counties with the highest levels of viral spread and other specific recommendations to bring COVID-19 numbers down. The system will help give local leaders another tool to understand how their county is faring and to make sure decisions about actions to slow viral spread. The map will be updated every 4 weeks. The Chief Justice of North Carolina Supreme Court wants a recount in her race for re-election. Democratic incumbent Cherry Beasley issued her request in a letter to the State Board of Elections today. The recount likely will take several days in some counties. Those county boards of elections must complete their recounts by next Wednesday. It is North Carolina's first statewide recount since the 2016 state auditor's race, which confirmed the results in that contest. Beasley trails Republican challenger Paul Newby by fewer than 400 votes out of nearly 5.4 million cast in the race. All 100 county boards of elections will conduct recounts of their ballots by running them through tabulators. UNC Chapel Hill officials say they've documented more than 450 COVID-19 violations by students. The new report states about 55 cases of students removed from campus housing for breaking the university's COVID rules. The majority of the cases resulted in written warnings and other lesser disciplinary actions. In 60 of those cases, a student was not identified or found responsible. When students began classes on campus this fall, they signed agreements to follow the school's virus safety guidelines, including wearing masks and social distancing. The report does not provide details on the incidents, but says the complaints were made between August 1st and October 31st. The school closed dorms and moved classes online after coronavirus clusters surfaced on and off campus in August. Most students who moved off campus stayed in the area. Students are scheduled to move back into their dorms in January for the spring semester. We have an update on Operation Warp Speed, the federal project overseeing COVID-19 vaccine efforts. Our DC Bureau has more.
There is light at the end of the tunnel.
With drug maker Moderna now the second U.S. company to announce a promising coronavirus vaccine,
And that's really exciting.
the chief advisor to Operation Warp Speed says he believes the entire U.S. population could be vaccinated as early as June.
We may be able to immunize up to 20 million people with 2 shots of the vaccine in December, and then going forward from there, about 25 million every month.
Dr. Moncez Slaoui says once the FDA gives approval, his team is ready.
The state will decide and tell us where to deliver those vaccines, for instance, into elderly nursing homes or into pharmacies.
Already millions of doses are stockpiled, and he expects 2 more vaccines in the pipeline will also be approved.
Some may be best suited for frail elderly people. Some may be best suited for babies. It's by adding all these vaccines over time that we feel confident.
But once vaccines are available, the next question is whether Americans will be confident enough to take them.
We now have to convince people.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says Americans will have to trust the science before life can return to normal.
We've already crossed the line of efficacy. We're there. We've got to get people to be vaccinated.
We will make every data available.
Dr. Slaoui says his team will work hard to build that trust in the coming months. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
And be sure to tune in to our latest episode of What the Politics. Emily Serverich and I are joined by Dr. Daniel Kreese from UNC Chapel Hill's Husman School of Journalism. We talk about the recent role of social media platforms in elections and the fine line between censorship and content moderation. You can find our podcast in the WNCT Podcast Network tab in the Features tab on our website or on Apple and Spotify podcasts. And on a more personal note, yesterday afternoon, one of our editors here at WNCT passed away. He was known in the newsroom for his guidance and enthusiasm for broadcast journalism. I only known him for a few short months, but his absence in the newsroom has been quite notable. We have received an outpouring of love and support from former colleagues and from people in the Greenville community who knew him. Tonight, our colleagues will again honor him and his work in our evening newscasts. Thank you for tuning in to our late afternoon update. I'm Victoria Holmes here in the digital studio.